As Americans look at Palestine and the illegal occupation of Israel in those places, we like to think that those things, no. White Americans like to think that those things could never happen here. It could never happen to them. And one thing that I would like to remind all of my white folks, my white brethren, sister and brethren, family, look at black people. Look at black people. I had to drop my comb. The first police department was created in Boston in 1838. And you're probably wondering, what? There was no police department before 1838? Not one that was funded, not one that was state sanctioned, not one that was created. You know what I mean. They weren't on the payroll. The police department was created to patrol slaves. The police department of the United States was started to patrol and police free slaves and vagrant slaves. Cop City should terrify you. Cop City is this militarized police industrial complex being built in Atlanta, cutting down acres of woodland. And of course, locals have protested. No one wants this, but the government does. Cop City will be used globally by global police departments, militias, to train them and militarize their police departments and their law enforcement to inflict the same kind of... And you're wondering, what does that mean to me? The police are not in your state, whether they're federal, local, state. They act for the state. They are the law enforcement. They are the strong arm of the state. The state-sanctioned execution of black and brown bodies triggered Black Lives Matter in response to Sandra Bland, Tamir Rice, and the unlawful killing of black and brown people by police. Unarmed black and brown people by the police. State-sanctioned executions of black and brown people by the police. During black liberation movements like Reconstruction, civil rights, either the police were used by the state and the National Guard to either propagate, to continue segregation, and to protect the interests of the state, not its citizens, of the state. Christian nationalism taking over Congress should concern you, as the police are being more militarized with American taxpayer dollars and genocide money. Then it dawned on me exactly why liberals are upset in my comments, why I'm not voting for Joe Biden and his genocide and war criminal ways, or treasonous Trump and his ham-handed denial, misinformation spreading about COVID that led to the death of over 1 million Americans. It cut off TikTok. Marginalized groups have always tried to give you the humanity of who we are. And our existence, our identities are only political markers for you. We tell you Black Lives Matter. The response? All lives matter. Knowing that all lives matter is not true. It's only a political statement just to get conservatives riled the fuck up to advance white supremacy. Same goes for Mexican bodies, for trans bodies, etc. And how the state uses legislation to target marginalized groups and uses the police to inflict pain and violence and death on these communities. You should be very concerned about the militarization, god damn it, of the police in the United States and Christian nationalism. Because the tactics and the brashness of the conservative wolf is no better than the sly pandering and the manipulation of the cunning liberal fox. Both have to go. And this is the time for revolution. This is the time for compassion. And the time for understanding. As this in a few years will be romanticized on the big screen, And you all will look at this, and as white stars get accolades, white passing Palestinian get accolades, white passing Americanized Palestinians get awards, because this is trauma for black and brown people, trauma as we're watching trans women be murdered across the country, around the globe, as we're watching genocides through our phone. These things are tragedies to these communities, but they're only fictional stories and movie roles and Academy Award-winning actors to y'all every award season. Romanticizing Westerns, The Trail of Tears, those are murders and massacres of thousands of Indigenous people, Indigenous Americans, and First Nation Canadians. But you're looking forward to season 2. This isn't fiction. How do you want to be portrayed? Love yourself. Love other people. Take care of yourself and take care of other people. If your hands can't help somebody, don't use them to hurt somebody. If your hands can't help but to hurt, stay home. And if you can't stay home, cut them off and leave them at home before you go. That's the post.